Hi guys, it is the last Saturday of 2011. You're here with Mikey and you are watching The Daily Trans. This week we are talking about disclosing one's trans status. So to like friends or people that you might be looking to have a relationship with, or I guess colleagues. I have much more experience with one of those things than I do with the other, so I'm going to start with talking about friends. I meet most of my friends through a local LGBT youth centre. It's called the Freedom Centre. It's really cool. If you live in Perth, you should check it out. And I'm out as trans at FC, as I am in most places in my life. So because of that, most of the people that I meet know that I'm trans within like the first time or the second time we meet. As for people I meet outside of FC, I generally disclose as necessary. So I'm not making any active effort to hide the fact that I'm trans, unless I feel like I'm unsafe or I feel like they're going to be incredibly ignorant. If it's someone that I feel like I'm going to be friends with and I'm going to be seeing a lot, then eventually I'm going to tell them. But in general, I just kind of mention it as it comes up. There are some people in my life who don't know I'm trans. I've been studying Mandarin Chinese at TAFE for about a year and a half now. And other than maybe 2 or 3 people in that class, nobody there knows I'm trans. I didn't tell them until very, very recently, but I had to miss a couple of lessons because of surgery, and it was just easier to explain what the surgery was about. The way I go about bringing it into conversation is, I guess, just when it's relevant. Someone might say something that's specific to a certain gender, and I might say, well, actually, I'm trans, and in my experience, this. I used to do this whole big kind of revelation thing where I'd be like, look, I need to talk to you about something, but as I moved on with my transition and felt more comfortable with myself and less like a freak, less like I was lying to people and more like this is just who I am, I felt like it was less necessary for me to have a big kind of we need to sit down and talk about this, and like I could just say it. I guess also I'm at a point in my life now where I have a lot of good friends who really care about me and who I really care about. And if there are people in my life who are going to react badly to me being trans, then they get a choice. They can shape up and stop being a douchebag, or they can just not be in my life anymore. Relationships, I guess, are kind of a different beast. I am not going to lie, I don't date very much. I have all the problems in the world, and dating is not something that is really very feasible for me. I've had like a couple of attempts at relationships, but I did this awkward thing where I'll like someone and then they like me instantly, I don't like them back, and it's really awkward. So most of that hasn't lasted. A lot of the people that I meet who I end up having feelings for are people that I meet through the Freedom Centre, or they're people that I meet through other queer friends, so I'm open to them because I'm generally open to everyone queer in my life. So there's not ever really a moment of disclosure. Unfortunately, I guess, again, because I'm not very I don't really have any advice on that. If a situation were to arise when I was interested in someone who didn't know, I would tell them, because I am someone that gets really emotionally invested in people really fast, and I would not want to like go on a couple of dates with someone or start spending a lot of time with them and get to really like them and then be like, hey, I'm trans, and have them turn out to be a total bigot and basically make me miserable. I don't like disappointment. So I think, again, one of the reasons I actually tell people really early on in friendships and stuff is because that way it's like, if they don't like it, they can just leave. There's no loss to me. That just reeks of abandonment issues, doesn't it? So that's basically my view on it, that openness is the best thing for me, at least, when it comes to friends and when it comes to relationships. There, I guess, are some situations where I won't tell people. My co-workers know, but I guess in the future there might be situations where I wouldn't tell people that I worked with because of that same reason. If they react badly, I wouldn't really be able to just stop seeing them. Other than that, though, I generally disclose to people relatively early on unless I have a specific reason not to. Happy New Year, guys, because it's New Year's Eve here. It's like 5:21 p.m. and when I'm done making this, I'm going to go to a party and get my drink on. I hope you guys have had a cool last piece of year with the Daily Trans so far. And I hope that next year is incredibly enjoyable and that you will stay with us and continue watching videos and continue letting me ramble about stupid crap that's not relevant to the video topic at all. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next year.